Hello and welcome to my channel. Today we will be talking about what the Model X is, how it became, and if you should buy one. Thanks for watching. Let's get started. Okay, now that I've done my intro, now I'm going to talk to you about what the Model X even is for them who don't know for some reason. The Model X is a SUV made from Tesla, which is an electric car company. This Tesla specifically has 351 miles in the high range. It seats 7 and has a 5-star safety record. And I've had one for over a year now. It's amazing, especially with the autopilot and the wing doors. I'll give you a little bit a interesting fact about that in the end of the video. So as I was saying, this is one of the safest SUVs in the United States. And so it has side impact protection and front impact. So how it does this front impact one, at least from what I know, it has one pole underneath your front trunk. I'll talk about that later. It has a little bar in the middle, as you can see right here. And so then it has, I think, a wall right here that stops the impact force from getting to you in the cabin. And you also have a very low rollover risk. You have very less center gravity thing. I can't remember. But so you have very less center gravity right here. So you have the least rollover risk. You go on the internet and search up Tesla rolls over. They're going to show you rollover crashes in sand, and it's not even going to try to roll over. So for the next page, we have, yes, the room. Okay, utility. As I was saying, it has 7 rooms. And so the Falcon Wing doors, these are things like it helps you not hit your head on the door if you have kids. Goes through really tight parking spaces. And yes, it has sensors to stop it from hitting another car. And if you have a garage on top, don't worry, it'll stop. And it also helps you to get to the back row really easily. And so now, for the trunk, you have almost 88 cubic feet of class storage for this class of cars. And so you're going to have it really good in the sport utility vehicles, especially without any gasoline tank in the back. So you're going to have this deeper area in the front of the trunk. So next up is range. As I was saying, this has 351 miles of range. So you can go to any supercharger and charge for 15 minutes. You'll get 123 miles. And a supercharger is something called a fast charger for your car, more or less. And there are 16,000 plus something superchargers placed all around the world. It hasn't reached India, less populated states that much yet, or more populated states, but they'll get there. Some of them just have regulations that need to be faced. So next, let's see. Next is autopilot. Autopilot is a self-driving mechanism that Tesla has for their cars. They have 360 rear, side, forward, every single which way cameras for maximum visibility. It has 160 meters forward-facing radar that provides a very long-range view of distant objects. So it kind of knows what's going around it for at least 160 meters, which is pretty big, if you ask me. So now, they have 12 ultrasonic sensors. They used to have 9, but now it looks like they had upgraded. They detect nearby cars, prevent potential damage to the car, and everything. It's amazing to feel. What do you call it? So the turning is actually very smooth as well. The first time I went for a test drive in my car, it was amazing. Oh, okay. Next we're going SUV, very fast. So it has an all-wheel drive motor. So it has one in the front, one in the back. If you get the performance version, it'll give 2.6 seconds from 0 to 60. And to be honest, I think that's amazing. Usually they used to have something called P100D or 100D. So these were older models on how it would be classed. Like 75D, which was the lowest, gave the lowest range, like 200 miles. And then 100D, which I have because mine's from 2018, 100D goes the farthest, which was 295 back then, but now it's a lot higher. And then 100PD was the performance version. But now they have long range plus and you get performance plus. It seems to be it's the fastest car in the world. So next we have, what's around the driver? Okay, so here it has a 17-inch touchscreen, which I think everyone knows and love it. So it's pretty comfortable if you go in there. It's designed to improve over time, over the years, software updates. It has all this stuff. And if you look on top of your car right here, I'll go back up to the top page, it has this kind of thing that goes all the way up to the top. That's the panoramic window that they have for the car, if you didn't know. Now we're going to move on to the outside. Falcon Wing doors, now I might talk about it a little bit more on what they do. So the Falcon doors can actually do something called Xmas dance. This Xmas dance was actually supposed to be a very funny type of, if you found out Easter eggs kind of. Right in about 2017, 2018, YouTubers and all these people started to find little Easter eggs in that tea. Now they took that tea and they put it in the bottom row because it's not so secretive anymore. So this also has 5 signature colors. And those colors are red, black, midnight silver, blue. That red was multi-coat actually. They just have a bunch of colors and it's really nice to see. They have black wheels, carbon type things, and they have Slipstream really black. And then they have this new one called, I can't remember the name, but if you go on their website, it's a really cool one that looks. And when they say design for efficiency, what they mean here is that it's very aerodynamic, which means slick. Okay, now we're just gonna do an overview of the whole car. So in the performance version, the weight, I don't know if some people want to know this, 5,531, which is not that much for a very luxury SUV. So the battery it says long range. They try to make it as much as they can, but for long range, the long range plus is the real long range thing. Cargo should be the same thing on both, 88 cubic feet. For the performance, as I said, 2.60 to 60. On the range here, it has 305 miles, not as impressive, but still pretty good for a SUV, as in an electric SUV. Displays, you know it. There's the driver display plus a 17-inch touchscreen. All-wheel drive. It used to have a rear-wheel drive or front-wheel drive thing, they kind of just took that out. Onboard charger max can only charge you up till 11.5 kilowatt. So what this onboard charger this Tesla website saying, it's talking about the charger that they give you. They give this charger so you can either plug it in to a MD90, I don't know. I can't remember. Or you could plug it into your regular wall outlet that you would plug in a computer to. Oh, and it's not showing. So wheels, you can have at least... Okay, now I found it. So you can have 20 inches or 22 inches. Sometimes, like really rare though, you can get a 19-inch wheel. And warranty for a basic vehicle, it'll give you 4 years or 50,000 miles, whichever comes first. Battery and drive unit, it will, it's 8 years or 150,000 miles, whichever comes first for that too. So, yeah, that's kind of it. Now I'm going to show you all the things that are in the order now area. So how you would order it. And I will talk about if you should buy this car, why you should buy this car, and all this stuff. Maybe I haven't reached a few of the things that I've told you in here, but I'll probably make another video for that. I'm kind of running out of time here. So right here so first off you get long range or performance, you get to touch that. And then down here it will give all these. What is it? How is it works? I'm gonna hit the long range for now. But if you're gonna go for performance, please have a big budget. It's $94,000 or $94,690. And I don't think too many people want to pay the price for that unless they want the world's fastest SUV. So, okay, as I said, sometimes it's 19, sometimes it's 20 and 22. This is the 20 silver wheels, as you can see on my screen. The next one is, it's a new one. It's really nice. It's 2-tone slipstream wheels that are also 20 inches. And then this one should be 22 inches Onyx black wheels. These look amazing on some cars, but some cars it just doesn't fit. Okay, so bad thing about this, it lowers your range quite a bit. So be careful when you pick this. For now, I'm just going to pick the normal ones. So the cars that we have here, as I was saying, I didn't really remember. So we have a pearl white multi-coat. If my screen can load fast enough, we'll see. A solid black. A midnight silver metallic. Deep blue metallic. And a multi-coat red. So next, we're going to move on to the interior, which to be honest, it's amazing for me. I have the black ash right now. This is what I have. They had actually taken out this cream color. I don't know, some people liked it, some people didn't. So this is how that cream would look. And this is your white that you would probably pick if you had a darker car. I'm going to go with my black white. And so now I'm going to select 5-seat, 6-seat, or 7-seat. Before, in the past, they would have the 6-seat interior with cup holders, but now they kind of took that out and just had 6-seat, 5-seat, and all of that. And interestingly enough, the 6-seat is more than the 7-seat. If you see on my screen here, the 6-seat you see is $6,500. But if you look at the 7-seat, it's half that price. I was like, what on earth are they thinking? But 5-seat interior is included. I have this. I have a 7-seat interior. And now let's move on to the autopilot. So autopilot, it's gonna have all this stuff. Normally, And yes, it still does come included, but if you come down here, it says includes the full self-driving computer. So this full self-driving computer does, here, I'll read the list for you. Navigate on autopilot. It does automatic driving from highway on-ramp to off-ramp, including interchanges and overtaking slow cars. This already comes in a normal, but looks like they took it out of the normal autopilot, interestingly. An auto lane change. So this is automatic lane changes while driving on the highway. This is more part of Navigate on autopilot from what I remember. So auto park, this is probably new for it to park from your phone if I'm right. It will park both parallel and perpendicular if anyone didn't know that. It can auto park by itself. Summon, so your parked car will come find you anywhere in a parking lot, really. And so I've actually tested this theory and it works. Pretty good, but it kind of is still in beta version. Not the beta version. And so yeah. So for a new thing, now upcoming, it will auto steer on city streets, which I think would be so helpful. Especially for people, if you guys have office work in the city and all that, that's gonna help a lot. So I have this option. It's really neat to have. Me and my dad have tested it. It's amazing. So I think, if you ask me, I think it would be worth $7,000. But in the first, it was like 4,000, 5,000, that stuff. Let me just select that option. Make sure it does. Okay. So in the end, my payment would be $92,990. So around, maybe if you add taxes, it could possibly round to 100,000. But right now, they're giving at amazing prices. For a Model S, they're giving $82,000 for like a fully equipped one. Full range, 402 miles, amazing. I'll make a video on that later. But this was just crazy to me. I bought this exact same thing for $105,000. Yeah, I paid that. My dad paid that for me because like we needed a new car and I was getting way too crazy about this Model X. I spent 3 years researching on it. I'll talk about that later, or I might not ever. So this is a really good price. I'm asking you to do your thing right now, and if I'm right, they're giving free supercharging for lifetime, and that's an amazing deal because if you're a family who loves to go on road trips, right now is the time to buy it. So that's your Model X. Thanks for watching, and I hope to see you next time.